and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black, yo. Because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blickety black, 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 y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, cause I'm black.
Need some help?
You asking me if I need some help or if I'm still in this car?
Okay, fine. Are you stealing this car?
Does it look like I'm still in this damn car?
A little bit.
Why, because I'm black? White man has his hand in the car. You probably give him a good Samaritan award, huh? Figure he's just going around turning off people's lights.
Yeah. All right, could I see your license and registration, please?
I ain't showing you a damn thing, you Nazi.
Excuse me?
Hey, man, this is my car. Okay, now I ain't done nothing wrong. Now the way I see it, you owe me an apology.
Wait, what did you just call me?
You ain't listening, baby. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Unless it starts with you saying I'm sorry.
You're in dangerous grounds here, bub. I'd be very careful what comes out of your mouth next.
Oh, you want to hear what comes out of my mouth next? You're a fucking pig.
You're under arrest.
Oh, no, I ain't under arrest. You're under arrest. I'm arresting your ass. Citizen's arrest. You're under arrest for illegal false arrest. Now get your hands up on the car and give me those cuffs.
Back off, I'm warning you.
You warning me? You have the right to shut the hell up.
All right, that's it. Get up against the car.
Don't make me add resisting arrest to the charges.
Now, up against the car.
Hey, watch my car. Okay, I just had a detail.
Just settle down, do you understand?
This is police brutality, okay? And you ain't doing nothing but compounding your problems.
I've had enough of your crap.
You, man, get off. Whoa! Whoa!
What?
There's a big-ass bumblebee behind you.
You don't think I'm gonna fall for that crap, do you?
Now I'm allergic to bees. If I get stung, I'm gonna seize up and die.
Look, I won't touch you.
Look. That's it.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Look. Help, he's trying to kill me. Help, he's trying to kill me.
Hey, get down.
What you are seeing is a home video taken earlier today showing Los Angeles police officer Hank Rafferty brutally beating an unidentified black male. The police are withholding the name of the victim, but we have obtained this photograph of the man taken after the beating, his face grotesquely bruised and swollen.
It was a bumblebee.
Police officer Hank Rafferty's vicious beating of a black suspect has sparked a swift and angry response from the black community. Detective Frank McDuff had this reaction.
I want to assure you that the police department and the district attorney's office are treating this matter very seriously. I urge the people of this city, please be patient and trust us to do our jobs. Clearly, this is an isolated incident.
Finally, we are done. Oh God. Oh God, could it not end quicker? I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I said sorry last time when we did Black Knight. This time it's a different topic.
As though we're somehow, I mean, Black Knight, I understood. That's Black Knight. It is what it is. But this movie, I don't know, man. You can't really apologize. I enjoyed it.
I feel like I should though. Because Actually, no, I shouldn't. No, but I feel because number one, actually, I don't know why I'm saying sorry anyway. When I did really think about it, it was actually DJ Sue that pushed me to even have this bump on the table. But what makes it even more funny is that you were like, yeah, Martin. So
I have to start this off about something about national security. So, opening weekend for this movie. You wanna know what movie beat it out? You're gonna laugh.
I'm gonna guess, and if I'm mistaken, wasn't it
2003.
wasn't it actually? Oh God, I know this because I actually read up on Box Office Mojo yesterday. It wasn't the Two Towers.
Nah, it wasn't.
It wasn't the Two Towers. This came out during Martin Luther King weekend.
Uh-huh.
Which by the way, and I was talking to Chris about this too. When it comes down to the dead zones in movies is January, February, and March. Those are the dead zones.
Well,
you can
March
pretty
not
much
so
put
much
anything
anymore,
out there.
but yeah.
Well, no, I still say March is a dead zone. But here's the thing but still, I think they've been you've noticed like the last few years, and we even with this year, they will at least drop one blockbuster off a month.
Yeah.
There'll be like one of them. A studio will say, "Hey, throw it in there in February. We might can sell it." Or some horror movies do that in January, where they look up and they throw a horror movie in the middle of January, and you think it's going to bomb, and boom, you had I think it was Insidious or one of them do really well. So it happens every now and then. But Martin Luther King weekend, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's the garbage stuff that's there. This in 2003, it wasn't Lord of the Rings. It wasn't Ocean's 12 or anything like that. What was it then?
Fucking Kangaroo Jack.
Oh God. Here's the sick part. Before we even go into it, the budget of this movie is unknown, but it made $50 million. I'm gonna guess that it made its money.
It had to, because it does look like a very low budget movie to a point.
It looked like it cost about 30 million, maybe 20 something.
I say 20 million, honestly.
I'm gonna say 20 million only because Eric Roberts does not cost money. Speaking about Eric Roberts, did you know that Eric Roberts have quietly the last 5 years has been one of the hardest working actors in Hollywood, period. He truly doesn't say no to anything. He has been doing straight to DVD and indie movies. All of them, just all of them. I mean, you need a bad guy, call.
Are you really shocked, D? Are you really shocked?
Actually, I kind of am because here's the funny thing about Eric Roberts, and they say this about every movie he's been in that's shitty. It ain't shitty because of Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts actually goes into these bad movies giving 150%. He's like in some of the movies where it doesn't require him to act so hard. He doesn't act so hard, but he puts his feeling into it. If he's going to die, he acts like he's dying. And if he's there for him to be charming, God damn it, and we know Eric Roberts, he can do it. Eric Roberts actually gives a crap about his craft, and yet he has been crushing it quietly crushing it the last 5 years, man.
Got to afford that money for blow, so might as well. Shit.
See, you know what, Chris? See, look, man, here's the thing about you. You wrong as shit. You wrong as hell, man. Oh God.
Though, I might be wrong, but it's like, yo, he doing all these movies. He's quietly stacking up his money.
He is. Real quick, how much do you think he's worth? Because it ain't more than 5G. It ain't more than it ain't more than 5 digits that he's asking for.
Can I be real? Look, I'm pretty sure he's asking for maybe $250,000.
I don't think he's asking for that much.
Or if I really want to go lower,
I think he's like.
If I want to go lower,
Give me 50 G's.
Yeah, I say 50.
I'm saying he's like, give me 50 G's.
50 or 60.
And I'll show up.
50 or 60.
50 or 60. I'll show up. And just make sure I got rights to like the DVD or the DVD rights or something. There's got to be something, but he's actually lowballing himself, but he's making something back on the return. It has to.
But yeah.
It has to be something like that, man. And that's not this. And I'm sorry. And that's not me saying that he's like trying to fuck somebody out of money. I'm just saying that more so that he's being really smart about his money. He's constantly working. But that's amazing. Somebody would say, dude, you were in the Dark Knight not too long ago, and then you did I forgot whatever actually top tier movie he did, and all of a sudden you're doing like a talking cat. What are you doing? Apparently he's doing everything. Nicolas Cage, it's funny that Nicolas Cage did the same thing and people give him shit for it. Meanwhile, Eric Roberts, because he's not as top billed as Nicolas Cage, is doing the exact same thing, but actually succeeding in it some type of way. That is amazing. Yeah. The only reason why we asked him, I'm only going into this is because it's actually kind of fascinating. With Martin, when it comes to a Martin month, we don't get to talk about anybody else outside of Martin Lawrence. So there you go.
so National Security is an interesting movie because Martin Lawrence is paired up with Steve Zahn, who he can be funny. He can be funny.
He can be. To me, Steve is actually one of those guys. Probably because, when I got kids, I never thought I would actually watch these movies. But when I ended up having kids, I ended up watching almost all of the Wimpy Kid movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's the father in, I think, 3 of them. I know there's been 4 of them. I think he's been in 3 of them.
Yeah, all 3 of them. Actually, yeah, 3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I said there's 4 of them, actually. There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
I
don't think he's in the new one, but he's in.
No, he's not in the new one. I know he's in the new one. But even that one, he plays like.
No, he is in the 4th one.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't see him then.
Yeah, he's in all 4. Yeah, he's in all 4. Yeah.
But here's the funny thing about that. God, I don't remember seeing him. He must have cut off that soul patch. Yeah, he rocking a soul patch in 2 of them at least.
Oh.
But still, it's like.
You never watched him in Treme, did you?
Treme? Yeah, I knew he was in Treme.
Okay. I didn't know if you were watching.
Yeah,
the show
actually, he was. My dad hated him in Treme, actually, because
really?
he was the white guy that just because it was like, oh, you just the white guy. Was he the white guy? I'm trying to get it right. Was he the white guy that kind of was a transplant, not from New Orleans, trying to make things better?
No. He was from New Orleans, and he was one of those white dudes that we all know that loves jazz music so much and stuff. And
yeah. I was trying to remember which one he was because I know John Goodman was like, "Fuck all this," and he killed himself.
Yeah. Fuck New Orleans, this is bullshit.
Yeah, and Steve Zahn was the one that, he was one that liked jazz music. Who was the gentrifier?
That was
the gentrifier.
That was the shit. I want to say it was a Hispanic dude, but he wasn't necessarily a gentrifier so much as he thought he was just trying to get opportunities, and then kind of find out, oh shit, he was trying to gentrify shit. Damn.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out there was somebody in that movie like that. I mean, in that show like that. And then there was Wendell Pierce, who had this floating type of role that I never understood. But I didn't watch Tremaine like that. I knew enough of it though. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, man. But yeah, it's kind of funny that Steve Zahn is always played. He's actually a good actor. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's like the best actor, but he's a pretty decent actor. So what the hell's he doing in this movie? Well, it gave him something different to do, I guess. And this was during that time where we were about to get Paul Blart Mall Cop. So we were going to get stuff like this eventually put into Hollywood.
But the thing of it is, though, I laugh because Steve Zahn, I joked offline, I will say it again, motherfucker was rocking a fucking All Lives Matter mustache and shit. Blue Lives Matter mustache. Because he plays a cop in this movie. And I was like, oh my God.
His mustache is so white, and even down to the facial expressions that he makes, which are all on purpose. And I can tell you, because white people with those type of mustaches make these certain faces, and he got them all down of not even so much straight lace cop, but more of look. I believe that all citizens have a right to arm themselves.
You want to know who else had that same damn mustache? Our boy from Cliffhanger, and he played the FBI agent, FBI agent in Rush Hour.
Yeah,
that same mustache. The mustache wears that narc mustache, where it's like, hey, you kids out here smoking marijuana?
Chewing some gum as he's saying and shit.
Yeah. I don't care about that. License registration. Stairs and license and registration. That's what it looks like.
Stairs and license and registration.
Oh my God, the guy, the type of mustache that is always complimented by aviators. That type of mustache.
But I've always enjoyed him in different roles. Even that. I don't know. Did you ever watch Sahara?
No. Why would I sit down and watch the worst Matthew McConaughey movie ever?
There was a bad McConaughey movie. Surely you jest, sir.
Dude, you didn't know that? No, for real. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
No, I knew. I actually watched it just for shits and giggles, and I was like, yeah, I can see why people hated this movie. It's just amazing that somehow, Matthew McConaughey's glistening abs didn't save this movie. Amazing.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Steve Zahn managed to bounce off Martin Lawrence well, but I find it funny that he ends up being the straight man to Martin Lawrence's goofiness, because Steve Zahn plays a police officer. Right at the beginning of the movie, they're investigating Eric Roberts and the thieves, and his partner gets killed.
It was actually kind of weird because it was in a public storage place, and
public storage.
It was, because he gets trapped in a locked door, and Steve Zahn's trying to find a way out of it. And he looks down, he's like running down the hallway, and there's only one way out. There's a window. He shoots at the window, busts through the window, falls on top of a trash can, goes in the back way. He goes in the back way, sees his partner where he's at, and he tries to shoot through the window where he's behind his partner. And he's trying to shoot through the window, can't, because the window just so happens is bulletproof, which is funny because he shoots at the window several times and not one ricochets and hit him at all.
Because of course it doesn't.
But as this is happening, you see a shotgun stick out of a door, and you see a tattoo of a scorpion or whatever the hell that was on a guy's arm. And he's like, partner, turn around. And his partner, dumb as shit. What? Ka-kloom. He gets killed in front of him, and they drive off. And here's the sick part. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's a sad little scene, man.
Steve Zahn had a very, my partner got shot, I'm sad face.
Uh-huh. And,
we got shot, no.
We got an officer down here. Cries in Blue Lives Matter. You started it.
I know I did.
Laugh. You're the one that's...
But you ain't lying, though. But I like how this is all juxtaposed to, bam, we see Martin at the police academy, and he fails the examination, in the most funniest way.
He doesn't shoot. Yeah, because he's trying to shoot the dummies, and and it was one thing I do remember out of the trailer where he shoots all the dummies. He's like, "You didn't shoot that one," and there's a brother with a machine gun in his hand. He's like, "Why? Because he black? Look at it. That's one brother and four of the white guys. Obviously, he's a hostage." I'm like, well, I can imagine a lot of critics frowning at this, white critics, mind you, frowning at this, because this was during that time, and you can kind of say still is, Chris, and I think I think we can kind of prove it, because it's kind of funny. It sounds like I'm going on a tangent here, but it's not. I heard today it was Joe Rogan was talking about how white people and black people are fighting each other over, the Black Panther movie that dropped about a week or so ago, right? Yeah. And he was talking about it, and he was basically saying how he was saying that there's racism on both sides. I'm gonna let it go that he believes that black people can do racism. I'm gonna let that go. Yeah. But he had this. What? No. I think white people think that black people can be racist, which is hilarious. But whatever. Yeah, because I'm gonna let that go. White people don't believe that we can be prejudiced. Black people some prejudiced motherfuckers. Yes, we are. But here's the thing. He mentioned that times has changed. And here's the thing: as much as I like to agree with a lot of white people when it comes to race relations changing in America, there's a lot that hasn't changed. There's a lot that that hasn't changed when it comes to imaging the way we talk and the way we are. One of the things in this movie, national security, and I'm making this way more deeper than it is, but it's just the truth. a lot of critics probably saw Martin going saying black this and black that, black and white this, white people do this, white people do this type of stuff, and white people automatically frown at stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're like, why can't I be like you, or ain't we all the same? Because some white people really do feel that way. Like, look, all the black people I talk to are nice guys. Yeah, we may have differences, yada yada yada. White people don't get it,
Nah,
and that's just really real. White people don't get it because it's not even a bad thing so much to say they don't understand that it's two different worlds that we live in. It really is two different worlds that we live in. And the sick part about it is, and why I don't understand this, is that we're kind of living in your shadow. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of times where we make things a race issue to you, but that's because you set it up to be a race issue for us.
Yeah.
So when we reverberate that back to you, it's going to say, can't we just be white and black together? Nigga, we can't.
There's no way that's going to happen. It really isn't.
There's no way we can happen. So in this movie, there's a lot of that humor where Martin just goes off and like saying, nah, see, the problem is you see a brother, he's just walking down the street. And this movie, oddly enough, talks about police brutality. It hurts you that it's still like that today.
Yeah.
It hurts that it's like that today. But that being said, though, I think Paul Mooney said it the best way. He's like, I don't understand why California thinks that they are so progressive. Do you know that we have a race riot here every fucking year? If it ain't the Mexicans, it's the black people. Like, and white people got the nerve to say, oh, we progressive. Nigga, where?
Basically.
California is the worst one. He's like, white people like, oh, we're so liberal, we're so liberal, we understand, we like to give everybody a chance. They getting the Mexicans back California. You ain't gonna do that shit.
God, man.
Please, I ain't never gonna do that.
Nah.
Yo, Paul Mooney said it, and it's true, and it's weird because at least the time I was in LA for one day, so I can't really say. But he says that California is probably the most racist state in all of America. But whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of that humor in it. So Martin does have a lot of jokes where he does crack on white people. The one thing I can say about the training sequence is when he got into the car chasing the other cop because he was sick of Martin's shit, and Martin was chasing him down in the other car, and all it was, you got to pull him over, I'm going to be aggressive, that type of mess. Martin goes full on Blues Brothers with this motherfucker. Chases him down
to the point that he busts through literally one of the little training things and stuff, and hits him with the door, gets on his back, arrests him and stuff. But then the car that he fucking combat rolls out the car, hits a bunch of fucking explosive barrels and blows up and shit. And they're like,
okay, I got two questions about that. Number one.
Like first of all, that part where you see him like bust through, was it when he bust through the when he was chasing down the dude, right? You see the car do that money shot from the trailer. That was already my first sign. Bro, that was my first sign of disappointment. I'm like, wait, this happened here? I was like, this is gonna be when I saw that, I just said, this is gonna be a long ass movie, isn't it?
Actually, I thought so too. We're almost done with the movie. Ain't that amazing?
No. When I say long, I'm talking about long as in long is my other word for disappointing. I'm like,
oh yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, I know.
I'm like, this is gonna be a long movie, isn't it?
Dude, the best part about that, but I will give the movie this. When you think it's not going to be funny, it ends up being funny. Because what makes that scene so funny to me was not how he knocked my man down with the door of the car or how he busted through that set. No. It was the fact that you saw the cop running around the corner. Help me!
In slow motion.
Yo, peep the fact that when he pulled up on next to him and stuff, the cop looked like he was running in place.
He did.
Yeah.
It makes it so better. It makes it all better is this. The fact that, okay, why were those barrels that could explode just there?
They were well, I can give you a perfect answer for that, D. Because those exploding barrels were the random stack of boxes from 80s movies car chases.
Ah, okay, cool. All right, man. I didn't know they moved.
So we get to the scene, and Hank is at the police precinct and stuff, and that's when we get Bill Duke's character, Lieutenant Washington.
Bill. Oh man, I love seeing Bill Duke. I don't know about you guys, man.
Hey,
I love
no, like here's me. Hey, Bill, what bet did you lose?
Yo, I have a question. I got a question here about Bill Duke, right? So, in terms of like acting, right? Last time we talked about Bill Duke was the Predator movies.
Yep.
Actually, Predator, and then we talked about him again in Commando. So this is our third Bill Duke type movie, right? Right after this, the next movie that I remember seeing Bill Duke in was Get Rich or Die Trying, where where that fool still had that whisper voice as he's telling 50 Cent about his mama and how she got killed. And yeah, I'm sitting there like, yo, why are you whispering like that? Why are you still talking in a whisper?
Cause that's a part of his character.
And yet I watched that scene, and I'm like, yo, I'm actually very entranced by that voice a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like,
Man, Bill Duke to me is also another, much like I said earlier with Eric Roberts. People don't let the lack of seeing Bill Duke make you think that he's not working. He directs. He does TV. He does like independent and small films, man. So give Bill Duke his credit. Bill was like, you probably like when DJ Sue just said, he's like, what bet did you lose? Here's Bill. I wasn't doing shit for a month and a half. I felt like getting a check.
I need to buy this Cadillac, so I did this movie. So putting that out there.
I got this houseboat. Houseboat for me and my wife. She said yes.
Actually, it's a funny story you'd ask that. So I was having lunch with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And
me and Arnold still talk to each other.
Me and Arnold still talk to each other. You know, this green beret is gonna kick your big ass. You know, we still joke about that shit from time to time. And of all people, Carl showed up. And so Carl was telling me about a movie that he got pitched. That he was pitched to do. Do this movie with Martin Lawrence and Zahn. And I said, really? And he asked me who the director. I asked him who the director was, and he told me it was somebody that didn't know what they was doing. And they said, well, and they made a bet with me and said, I bet you can be in this movie, and you could probably do a better job acting than what you probably would have done directing it. Little did Bill Duke know that he was only in this movie for how long? A collective of what? 15 minutes?
10. I'm gonna say 10 to 15 minutes. Here's the thing about you can really tell, right? You can really tell it's only 10 to 15 minutes because the look of I do not give a shit is plastered all over Bill's face. It's like he really doesn't care.
Oh, I totally forgot too. While I said this is technically our fourth Bill Duke movie because we did talk about Exit Wounds. He was in that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only in that movie for a few minutes.
Well, yeah, just to ostracize.
Bill Duke has put himself in a corner of I will only play law enforcement and 2-second villain. That's what
ain't lying, man. Because I remember he was in Red Dragon and he was a police officer for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh.
Wait a minute, he was in Red Dragon?
Yeah.
God, I didn't know that.
He plays a police officer, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was fun. All right.
Bill Duke does bit parts. Bill Duke is a person that does bit parts and doesn't need to do bit parts. That's the best thing about him, man.
I'm like this. You say that, D? I'm looking at Coogler, so you couldn't put it in Black Panther, huh? Gotcha.
Oh my God, yeah. You mean to tell me of all these black people, you couldn't say we are with the whatever tribe of this? You couldn't do that? You couldn't do that? Damn, nigga, that's lazy as shit.
I wanted to see him and Whitaker really see who can fucking out whisper each other when they act.
They got Whitaker. No, man, they got Whitaker.
I would have had Bill Duke.
I stand by that.
I would have Bill Duke as like the rival fucking priestess.
Priest.
I don't know why I said priestess.
The only, you know, he need to be like the he needed to be like the elder for the mountain for the niggas in the mountain. That's what he
For the
needed to be.
Jabari tribe?
Yeah. But Bill Duke was like, nah, nigga, I ain't wearing fur. Nah. I'm good.
He's like, you think it's cold out here? I ain't cold.
Man, nah, man. Only the finest of suits go on me. Anyway.
Yeah, he the only Jabari tribe that fucking gentrified himself and got a fucking 3-piece suit on and shit.
He's that Jabari dude that actually put in the ceiling lights. Yeah, did you notice they had lights up there? They had fluorescent lights and that thing. You know, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later on. But anyway,
Steve Zahn is doing his old Blue Lives Matters because he sees Martin Lawrence trying to break into his car because, you know, he forgot his keys. It happens. So, like a typical white cop rolls up there, sir, so what are you doing? Trying to break into a car? And I'm like, damn, dude, off the break, just sit there and assume that it's not his car.
Now, in an usual black people fashion, we don't know how to de-escalate. We only know how to escalate the situation. Yeah. So you just see a brother like, nah, this is my car. Martin could have easily said, look on the other side, my keys are in the ignition. No, he doesn't say that.
A smart ass, because that's what we tend to do when we get offended by stuff like this. It happens. I've done it. It just happens.
He says license and registration. He chokes up Martin. He tried to choke up Martin. Martin's all being Martin, and all of a sudden the big ass bumblebee. Now here's the thing that get me, y'all. Really?
Yeah, of all things. Of all things.
Yeah, I laugh because when this is happening, they're on the other side of the car. Some dude walks past the camera and they're thinking Steve Zahn is kicking the shit out of Martin and stuff.
It is hilarious because Martin's like, get the B. And Steve Zahn, who has his battalion out, is swinging and swinging. Every time he swings, Martin turns his head. And I like how the dude does it because the dude is down there with like his family down in the park. And he's like, oh shit. He just zooms in and Martin falls on the ground with the bee still trying to attack him. And all you see is Martin's legs kicking up every time Steve swings at the bee. It is like, yo. And next thing you know, this tape was taken live today in Los Angeles.
Yo, I was dying laughing and stuff like that. And what made it fucking hilarious is that, Bill Dukes is just staring at him and is just saying, yeah, dog, you fired.
No, and I like the part, but it makes it even better. What makes it even better is when he goes to court. When he goes to court, I couldn't stop laughing because the first thing you see is the jury. It is an all-black jury.
It's all black.
And Steve Zahn is looking at it like, I'm fucked.
Hey, yo.
You know that joke was good. And you know that joke was good when they put it back in Chappelle's show.
Yeah. Hey, yo. D has to be very honest. That's never going to happen in real life, is it?
Sad day, man. You know who's going to have to say today from us and cops, right?
Oh, God. This is what all the whole... Hey, Chris, this is what... Huh?
It's going to be O.J. Simpson have to save us.
Man, look, Chris, this is what all those hotels been telling us that we need to build Wakanda.
Wakanda ain't gonna save us from white people.
We need to save ourselves from white people. Yo, I like how he got up there. He was trying to explain, and it just like, dude, stop talking. It's bad enough that Martin is one of the most obnoxious motherfuckers. But guess what?
This was around the time. I'm sorry, guys. I was gonna say this was around the time when Martin was obnoxious as hell in these movies.
Yeah, this was obnoxious, Martin, and it makes it so funny. They like he's guilty. He loses his badge and all that shit, and he has to go to jail for 6 months. So as he's going to jail, our good old boy Noel G is beside him. He's like, "Hey, that cop that beat up that black guy?" Like, yeah. Oh, they gonna want you.
Yo, how did Steve not cut that Blue Lives Matter mustache? That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. That would have been the first thing. I would have went in there bald headed with a Hitler mustache just so I can join the Aryan Nation and not get hit by anybody.
I don't know, D.
And that-
I don't know, D. If American history actually showed me everything, the Aryan Brotherhood ain't the better alternative either. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. They ain't no better. It really ain't no better.
It's like, I don't know. I got to do the conceited face like.
I love you for that. I don't know, D. As we all know, American History X is actually accurate as hell. And what I
Listen, I think all three of us can relate to this. I felt like I was the only black kid in high school that watched American History X. No bullshit, because it's like
You're not.
Dude,
CJ, you're not the only one. I watched it too.
You know what? Here's the thing. I felt that way until I figured out a lot of us did, and a lot of us equally cringed when he curb stomped the black kid. So I felt like good. We all felt that. So that means I'm black.
Yep.
And I wanted to kill Edward Norton.
Everybody wanted to kill Edward Norton, and yet you somehow got satisfied when you see Edward Furlong get shot.
Oh my
satisfying. It
God.
was kind of like a
I
god
was
damn, that's
satisfied.
fucked up.
No. Hey, Chris. As I told you when we got out of Black Panther, I was raised of D. Think like Martin Luther King, but have the passion of Malcolm X. Nigga, that was all Malcolm X. Kill Whitey. Kill him today.
Yeah, that was, man. That black kid did kill him. I'm like, he wasn't even the one.
I'm like, good.
I was like, damn, that sucks. And got to get Edward Norton tears for that Oscar. So, there you go.
Hey, yo, Ed, man, do your thing, man. You did pretty good in this movie. You deserved it. See, you was a good white boy. You learned by getting your ass kicked by.
Speaking of white people,
I like he went to jail though. When he went to jail, he instantly went to solitary confinement because
he was getting beat up and they put him in solitary. He gets out after a couple of months. The black dude's looking at him and doing the whole "I'm gonna slit your throat." And he's like, "Fuck this."
How long I've been in there? I like that. He just look at the cops. He's like, "How long?" He looks at the CO. He's like, "Hey, how long I've been here? 3 months." He just see those black guys. He turns back to the CO, punches him, turns back around, and closes the door.
Closes the door. I'm like, well, that's not quite how it works, but I guess white privilege and all. So,
Hey, it was a smart move.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Chris? Hey, Chris, you're exactly right. It doesn't work that way, but you know what? White privilege and all.
Just saying. I mean, look, if I punch a CO, that's an extra 5 years on my sentence. All right, I'm just saying.
And better yet, that was undocumented white privilege.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh! And here's the best part about that. The best part about it is the motherfucker was in solitary confinement, still had the All Lives Matter mustache.
Oh, that mustache was going nowhere.
So,
yeah.
So he gets out of jail and he managed to get a security job, but he's also investigating his partner's death, which is what Bill Duke's character Washington told him not to do. He was like, "Hey, look, you're not part of the force anymore. Why the fuck are you investigating this shit?"
Because somebody killed my partner and I gotta find out why. That's good enough. Yeah. So he follows these guys. He ends up following the guys because it was like a power outage, but then it wasn't because it basically what it was all the things happened to him that night. He's like, that's them. I know it's them. So he goes down to the warehouse, right? To this warehouse. Just so happens in the same warehouse, Martin is macking to Mary Morrow and trying to bang her out. Now, as a dude that was a security guard, yeah, you technically can't. You can do that. There's no cameras in that junk. Yeah. And I've heard stories of niggas doing that too. I heard stories of niggas doing that shit.
Gotta admit too, yeah, Mary Morrow was looking a little nice.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Look, this is coming from a guy that likes her. Yeah. Her long hair wasn't doing it for me.
Well, that was cool. I mean, yeah.
I like her short. I like her hair when she was. I liked her when she had short hair. Sadly, yeah. How to Be a Player, Uninvited Guest, short hair. I like that version of it. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, and this one she played. But I like. You know what's the great thing about it? She grew that hair and lost. And she grew out while she grew her hair, she lost her acting ability. That was very interesting.
Gained hair, lost acting.
You
That
know,
happened.
you ain't lying, man. 'Cause, she was in Big Mama's House 3, and I was like, Mary Mars, she's still working.
She was in a straight up downward slope after that, man. I think Big Mama's House 3 was the last big movie she was ever in.
Real
Or
talk,
whatever.
dog. She was in that fucking sequel to Road Trip that went direct to DVD. That's where she was sitting at. It's like,
Wait.
God damn.
Oh, you mean the Road Trip, not Euro Trip, the other one.
Yeah, Road Trip.
Yeah, the other one.
And I'm like, so there's no Tom Green in this? What the fuck am I watching this movie for?
Like, who's in this one? Jamie Kennedy? What? Nah, I'm just playing. I don't know who's in it.
I'm pretty sure Jamie Kennedy was in that this movie. We just didn't know.
Jamie Kennedy. We have never touched him yet in the movie, have we? Good.
And I don't think we will attempt to.
Let's keep it that way, guys.
We might land on it and stuff at some point. Not a Jamie Kennedy
Eventually,
led movie, but probably a movie with Jamie Kennedy happening to be in
He's just there. He happens to be there. Thank you. But anyway, as he gets there, he comes to find out those are the same robbers. And look, as a security guard, I thought they were unarmed security guards because they had this little thing when they graduated, which the graduation was hilarious. But I said, fuck it. Because they was like.
But you forget that Earl has Big Earl.
Yeah, no, the thing that what made me laugh was the graduation, which you said about the class that only took was like a couple of days, and I'm like, fuck you, movie, because that is so true. As a security, I worked at three different security guard places, man. Yeah, it's about a couple days. Take a class, sit down for a little bit, you pass the class, and it matters who's running it. They make it a big deal. The first one I had, they made it a big deal. Like 60 of us in this room.
Hey, side note, before we get to the big shootout and stuff, I'm rolling on the fact that Mary Mars, she's playing the girl there and stuff, and she's all tied up, and he's playing Barry White's Can't Get Enough of Your Little Baby and stuff like that. And then the shootout happens, and she's got bullets flying around her, and she's all like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Not a single bullet touched her.
I like how it was like Martin had handcuffs.
That happens.
Yeah, light skin privilege. Yeah.
Light skin
Martin
privilege.
had handcuffs though. Martin had handcuffs. So here's me as an unarmed security guard. Who gave you those? Who gave you those?
Yeah, boys, wait. To me, it fit Martin Lawrence's character because he was just very proactive in a lot of stuff. So I'm pretty sure he bought that shit thinking he was about to do something.
But anyway, this is one of those movies.
He still wanted to be a cop.
Yeah, he did. Because as we all know, and this is true, all security guards want to be cops. What about you, D? I just wanted a job, nigga.
Pays pretty good money. Got my own apartment. Got
Plays
my own
decent.
car. I'm good.
Plays decent. Plays decent money. Some niggas respect you. Some. I said some. You'd be surprised if the niggas say, "Oh, damn, nigga, you work for who? Damn, dog. All right, cool, nigga." And then you got some motherfuckers, "I see you. I see you." And then you got some people that just say, "So, how's it feel to be sitting down all day?"
To where it's like,
You.
It's like, bitch, I don't sit down all the goddamn day.
Dude, the girl, I had one of the girls who was just straight up hoe, who had niggas going in or out her house all day. She stopped by like, "How's it feel to just be sitting around all day?" As she was about to leave my window, I was like, "How's it feel to have niggas? Look, how's it feel to have 5 niggas up in your house trying to train on you every day?" What? Huh?
I don't know. You sure she wanted to escort D?
Huh? No, she wanted to escort. She was too tore down to be one. Anyway.
Wow. Huh.
What? I ain't never going to see her again. She don't know who I am.
End up finding out she listens to the fucking podcast. It's like, son of a bitch.
See, you just lost a good member. I told all the niggas I fucked to listen to you.
So we lost 1 and we gained 5. Awesome.
Who knew? Man, I knew that hoe you talking about. Her name's Stacy. Yeah, nigga.
I like national security though, and Cameron Farrock's shit.
Oh, nigga, what?
Like for real? Hey man, I got a question. When Eric's gonna get leave Japan?
Nigga still gonna be asking the damn question.
So we get the shootout that to me is just ridiculous because it's nothing but slow-mos of Steve Zahn just the whole time.
Martin had an automatic, yeah. He had the automatic pistol, Joe.
Big Earl.
Eric Roberts, who looked like every time every time I saw Eric Roberts in this movie, it looks like he was about to just go woo every time he said everything. He
Let
just
him
said,
watch. Let him watch.
"Let me tell you something, me, Eric Roberts, woo."
Woo!
You know what?
Yo,
I
man.
like to think in the 30 for 30 that wasn't shown, Eric Roberts happens to have a story about him and Ric Flair on a fucking bender.
That ain't funny because you know that happened in 1984. You know for a fact after Pope Greenwich Village came out. You know for a fact.
So me and Flair, we were in Sturgis. I don't know how the fuck we got there, but yeah, we were just.
Let me tell you something. I was down there in Atlanta. I was down there in Atlanta at the Marriott. I said, "Hey, I'm going to be down there." Son of a bitch had 15 women.
I was about to say the Hojo.
No. Come on, man. He was a horseman. He only fucks with the finest of hotels and the finest of 14-year-old girls. I said Ric Flair did. Don't act like he didn't, y'all.
Well, back then it wasn't frowned upon.
Back then it wasn't frowned upon. Back then it was legal, especially in Georgia. Good God, we're about to lose listeners. Fucking with you.
They're getting into a chase in Hank's. I can't name the car, but it's old as fuck.
You mean Buster, the 1985 Busto?
Yeah, I was gonna say Bonneville. That's my go-to old car. That's in like.
That's not a Bonneville, man. That's the Rust Bucket XE.
So they get back, and Bill Duke is chastising him in his whispery voice, basically telling them to back the fuck off.
And like, what the hell are you doing there? And I like how they locked him on. Of course they had to go through that. Martin was like he came back there to apologize. And the tight lip that Steve had, like, what? Like, you came back to apologize to me. And just so happened they would break it into it. I'm like, see, Martin, you straightened that out for him. Thank you, man. And then so they left, and they was because just so happened they thought they was going to be in trouble, but one of the other detectives walked in and told them that they're free to go and all the rest of that mess. I mean, everything checked out. So as they were leaving, I think it was Martin that noticed that the photo on there. He saw CIA.
Yeah.
On the thing. Yeah, and so as they were getting their stuff back, Mark, I really thought it was going to be the one shoelace joke again. I don't know why. Thanks to Blue String, I thought there was going to be that. But he was like, he got his aviators back. He was all happy about that shit. So he was like, "Where's my car at?" And he was like, "Oh, it's at the impound lot." And he was like, "What, you gonna make the man walk all the way down there?" Like this. They come now. So as they're going, they're trying to. Steve Zane actually had a phone that one of the robbers had on him, which made me laugh. Like, wait a minute. So one of them just dropped the phone in that whole shootout. Well, dude got shot in the head.
It was a flip phone, D. So those things do tend to slip out.
But that being said, though, everybody, I'm very sure. All right, everybody, check your phones. Wait a minute, Ted, you don't have your phone? No, I don't. Pow! Shot him in the head, kick him out the.
It's like this guy can't even fucking keep track of the goddamn track phone. Went that a bitch.
Come on, man. You know how expensive these track phones is in 2003?
$60. I watched The Wire. I know how much it is.
Shut up, Chris. $60 track, but still, man. So Steve Zane was trying to catch a signal. He finally does catch a signal, and he calls the last place to call. The last place they was at. It was like a truck service, and it was so funny. The second you heard the voice, here's me. "Hi, Kevin Michael Richardson. Didn't know you were doing a voice of me, but here you are."
It's funny. If you look at his IMDb, Kevin Michael Richardson will be doing voices in movies that you watched and just didn't fucking pay attention to the voice.
Grumpy voice. Grumpy voice number 6.
It's like Stairs and Grumpy voice. That's basically what it is.
But anyway, he was like, it was so funny. He was like he was trying to figure out, like you're gonna have to give me more information than that. And Steve was like fumbling. Martin took the phone from me. "Hey, they were white boys. White boys? Yeah, they were just here."
Well, yeah, you also forget.
No. He said, "Wait a minute, where y'all located at?" He's like, Compton. Oh, okay, cool. They were white boys. Oh yeah, they will be. Like, yo,
Just a full blown conversation that they were freaking having. It's like, wow, okay,
I love that. I love that, man. First, because that's how black people work, man. Oh, they were a bunch of white people. Yeah, man, they was just here. Well, all right, thank.
So they're looking around and they come to a truck stop. So this is where we finally get Leslie Jones. And I totally forgot Leslie Jones was in this movie.
Leslie Jones, when she was darker and ashier looking, whatever, man. Anyway, she jacks up Martin and it's kind of funny. And Martin tries a mac on her, which is whatever.
Hey, like what you like, man. Just saying.
Which is funny. What I heard about Leslie Jones. Leslie Jones said something very sad that she is probably not going to find the person to fall in love with and all that. I was like, oh, that's sad. Because two things. Number one, I thought she was gonna have some nigga from her old hood in Compton. Number two, if it wasn't him, it's gotta be real. I thought it was some white boy. I didn't know she was by herself.
That tends to happen sometimes. It's like, white guy, yeah.
Oh man, she's lonely. Oh, she's lonely. Don't worry, Leslie. Somebody's gonna climb that big ass tree of yours and want to fuck the shit out of you. It's gonna happen, boo boo. Don't worry.
I'm just saying,
funny. You are funny, and it will happen.
I'm just saying, she can come to anime conventions and get some luck.
What, Chris? Why?
I'm just saying, there is a guy there that I'm pretty sure will be like, oh shit, all right, cool, Leslie Jones. Let's go.
Chris, is it you?
No, it's not.
I know, right?
No, Chris, it was not me. I was
Chris,
just saying,
Chris,
you can press a luck at these conventions here.
Nah, Chris is like this, nigga. I do not like women my height. That does not work in my.
That is a little bit of part of it as well. That is a little bit of it.
That ain't part of it. That is. I would not see you go out with a girl that is 6 foot even. That would not. You would hate that so much. This bitch can actually climb. Like you over here rumbling to yourself. I'm like, what's wrong, Chris? She gonna look at me in my eyes like, nah, Chris, I can reach it. What the fuck am I here for then?
Why I got all this hype for then?
All these hype for. I'm going out with all these short chicks. Now this tall bitch come in my life. Now this tall bitch come in my life, trying to tell me what to do. I'm like, she didn't tell you what to do. She said she could do it for you.
Clearly, you didn't check and see.
It's like Chris, calm down, man. Calm down. Like, nah, man. I got all these footstools. I can make fun of my girlfriends. I can't make fun of this girl. Like, God, she's crying. Chris is actually crying.
So after the little run-in with Leslie Jones and stuff, that's when they find the van, because early on in the gunfight, he sees the scorpion tattoo on Eric Roberts' hand, and he notices, oh, that's the guy that killed my partner and all that stuff. So they find the van and they get locked in one of the little shipping containers. Yeah, because the van was inside of one of the tractor trailers. So this long, I say long because it only lasted a minute, but it was like, okay, cut. They was hanging on the back of the doggone doors of the tractor trailer with the robbers underwiser of there's 2 screaming motherfuckers on the back of the truck. And also no drivers behind them saying, hey, you got these 2 dudes on the back of your car, man. Nobody said nothing. And here's the thing. He's hot wiring it and stuff, and he's all like, hey, I can hot wire this and stuff. And I was waiting for Steve Zahn. I was like, oh, because you're black? Is that what this is? And look, and it's so funny because Martin looked back like, oh, why? Why can't I hot wire? I just assumed you could. Go ahead, say it, because I'm black. Go ahead and say it. So they hotwire it and stuff, and they eventually, the guys in the truck realize, oh, somebody's in the back. So they get into a little shootout and stuff, and they're driving on the highway, and eventually they ended up backing the van outside the container, and it ends up falling off the bridge into a trash, little trash thing that carries like trash boat. Yeah, trash onto boat. A trash. Which makes me laugh. Is like, y'all got extremely lucky. That is 1 in a billion what just happened. Would have fucking drowned like a motherfucker. You know, so what had me rolling was that Martin had the fucking tree fucking air freshener around his nose. Because, I mean, let's be real, if you've been to a landfill, that trash does smell garbage. Like, horrible.
Dude, and that was hilarious. He was like, that Martin.
Like, why does it smell? You know, so they go through the boxes and stuff like that, and they come to find out that the boxes are basically essentially holding these.
There was these big old aluminum kegs inside of it, and they didn't know what the hell they were.
And they were light as I don't know what, because they're like, these shits are light. It's like nothing inside of it. So
they take it out to this guy, which it was bad framing movie, terrible framing movie. And homeboy actually takes a lighter, take torch to it. They're like in some welding place, right? And dude takes a torch to it, and he was like, "Oh, it is still cold." It was like, "What's wrong with it? What you got here is a metal that can like take a lot of force, yada yada yada, and all the rest of that. It's some amazing thing. In other words, it's something that can get. This is the type of shit that can get you killed over.
Yeah.
So please get it the hell out of my shop." I was like, "Yo."
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
This alloy is worth a lot of damn money. Because, of course, this movie does it. Steve Zahn has a girlfriend, and she's black. And Earl is, like, mystified at an interracial relationship. I'm like, what are you mystified? I mean...
It wasn't that he was mystified. Well, this was during that weird time where, you know, black and white couldn't be with each other, I guess.
This is like the 1950s and shit.
You know what I was expecting when Martin was acting all mystified about it? I was expecting him to do the line that he did when, like, from his TV show, when he saw the cop who gave him a ticket, come to find out he was married. Not only was he married, but he was married to a white woman. Married to a black woman. He looked at her and said, "Oh, like that's your wife? Hey, look here, sister, you can always come home. You can always come home."
See, I thought it was going to be the same way, too. It was that weird time before, you know, it became, acceptable.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, my goodness, they're such a good, oh, my goodness, they're an interracial couple, and it's cute. This was right before that. This was during that weird time. If you had a white husband, it was like, all these fine-looking black men walking around. Or when you had a white girl, all these good-looking sisters walking around. Or you were in this weird mode where it's like there should be no mingling of the races. It was weird, man. It's a weird time, man. This amazing 10 years later. Just imagine 10 years later, where we're sitting at now, we're telling ourselves, there ain't no black couples no more.
I mean, so like, it's like, how did this happen? How did we get to this point?
Here's me looking at you, Chris. Like, see, I told you, man. First step, it's Wesley Snipes fucking all these Asian bitches. Next thing you know, Mountain Between Us come out, and we can't be with no black women no more. I told you this shit won't happen.
Between Wesley Snipes, it's like between Wesley Snipes, Dave Chappelle, like all them niggas decide to do it.
Like, damn you, Idris, why?
That's funny. See, I did say that. It was so funny. When the news came out that Idris Elba was getting married, right? Chris like, yeah, and like all these girls all these black girls are mad. And I was looking at it, I was like, let me see who his wife is. Like, oh, she's cute. I was like, oh my God, thank God. And Chris was like, why? Chris, do you realize what the back blow would have been if that was a white woman? Chris goes, yee.
Yeah.
Look, it wasn't majority black women. It was like a small few. I remember when
No.
Look,
Angie, look, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you that's bullshit. You know why? You know why that's bullshit? Angie and her best friend don't give a fuck about interracial shit. They don't care. But they was like, oh, she better be black.
No. I'm talking about something different, right? So I remember when Luke Cage dropped, right? And it was like the first or I believe second episode when Luke Cage fucked Misty, right? And all the women black women on Twitter were like, oh my God, that is just so hot, right? And I was like, I am betting 50-1 that Mike Coulter got a white wife. I don't know. Got a feeling.
Like, first of all, did you not see how... Actually, it wasn't even more... It was more so Kristen. How Kristen was pretty much slamming it against him.
Yeah. I mean, but I didn't catch on then. And then, like, he was at a premiere, and he was with his wife. I was like, he had a white wife. Doesn't really mean much of anything, because, hey, like who you like and stuff. But I was like, And I remember some black, not all of them, but some were just like, of course he's with the white woman. And I'm like, damn. Like, to the point that some of them were like, oh, that cornball motherfucker, of course he's with the white woman. I'm like, god damn, you were loving him one minute, now you're a cornball? Shit.
Because, like I said, man, black people, we have this weird amnesia. We really do, man. We have these weird beer goggles, okay? Because if we watch, for example, if Chadwick Boseman came out with a white woman during Black Panther, it would have killed everything. Good God, we have these weird ass beer goggles, bruh. And but we're down with Mike Coulter. Here's me. Oh, y'all gonna be really upset next season when he's throwing all of his dick inside Jessica Jones. That's a coming. It's a coming.
Hey, you know everybody.
No pun intended.
Like, oh yeah, you know it's coming back. Like him and Jessica got one more go round.
Oh, you know, and meanwhile, you got your small minority that thinks unseasoned Iron Fist is gonna hook up with Misty, and I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. You know that, right?
Yeah, fuck out of here with that.
I'm sorry. Did you just say unseasoned?
Yeah, I said unseasoned fist.
Good God, Christopher. No more Black Twitter for you.
Hey, look. I love you like. Hey,
damn.
I got through Iron Fist. That's not a rewatch for me. I figured I had to throw that in there because I had to laugh at the jokes. I was like, look, I have to laugh at these jokes because it was a rough watch.
I gotta say this. I tip of the hat to you and Prime for doing that, because if I was in that, there would have been nothing but jokes. Fuck that whole series. Good Lord.
I tried to keep a straight. Me and Prime tried to keep a straight face through that whole thing. I was like, dog, what the fuck was this show, man?
That was terrible, bro. That was terrible. Yeah, but his wife.
His wife is Robin Lee, and you probably seen her in like a lot of black stuff, such as House of Pain and Being Mary Jane. If you watch Being Mary Jane,
actually, the last thing I seen her in was the last 2 50 Shades movies. Yeah,
actually, I seen her in that Mario Van Peebles show, Superstition. Good show. You should watch it when you get a chance.
Good for her.
Yeah. So. But yeah, she was in that 50 Shades movies? God damn.
No, she was just there as black. No, she was the secretary. So she was only there.
I was like, yo, she was getting in on the sex? Damn. All right.
Hey, Chris, look at me. You know what happened in that book. Was it no black people fucking in it? And you know it.
I didn't
what
read
made
the
you
books,
think?
Dude.
Like, first of all, no, CJ. First of all, she was there as black background noise.
Okay.
She really was, and that's the sad part about that.
Hey,
she really was.
She
you know what?
She got a check, and she got a car payment down, so she good. So just saying.
You know what I mean, man? Look, as long as she got that, man, it's like, look, nigga, I just got Xfinity. She like this. I just got Xfinity. It's in all of the rooms.
Hey, D. She can actually put on her resume, hey, I was part of a $1 billion franchise called 50 Shades. People, 50 Shades is a $1 billion franchise. I was shocked.
I know. It's like, how much you got paid for it? Not a fucking enough.
Not enough. God damn.
I ain't get paid none of that. Like, you like, dude, I get 50. I'm gonna get 14 cents every time they sell a DVD. What type of bullshit is that?
That's about a bitch.
Don't make no residuals.
Meanwhile, I could probably write a fucking damn 2-paragraph love story and get that movie made. What the fuck?
I ain't getting nothing. Look, I ain't getting no rights on Netflix. You know, I get shit. I don't know why y'all looking at me like I'm getting banked.
So I'm gonna go to Tyler. Maybe Tyler Perry can hook me up with a fucking with a sexy movie. I'm like, oh boy.
Tyler.
Nah, he's too busy.
Anyway,
he's too busy with Taraji getting her fucking revenge fucking shit on with her husband and stuff. So, you know, we'll see.
I don't know why you talking like that, Chris. I don't know why you talking like that. You and I are going to be there day one. We watched that.
I am all for the Taraji distraught face like she about to fuck your life up. I'm like, well, let's see how this happens.
Because that actually went two ways. Let's just be real. It's like this. I know this movie going to be stupid. But for some reason, I have a boner right now. Let's see where this goes.
Taraji tends to get the boner out.
See where we're headed.
It's like, yeah.
See where we're headed with this.
Got a little hot there for a second. I mean, hey, that happened a couple times during Proud Mary. I will fully admit that shit. There was a couple moments I'm like, They get into a chase and they end up popping up into a car wash to kind of get away from the guys.
And Martin made a joke. It was like, yeah, I'm as a kid in the hood. Like, yeah, getting car wash and all the things wash itself. It's amazing, man. It's like an amusement park for me.
Now,
And then that's when they got, but because of that, that's when they got the APB that the cops were still chasing. Because what happened was, actually before that, it was before that because they were trying to get his car out of lockup, and when it was over there, the cops surrounded them because they put an APB out on both of them. Apparently, somebody within the LAPD is working for the robbers. Who fucking knew?
he didn't see that coming? What? And this was in the trailer. I like how Steve Zahn Hank tried to steal the car from the black lady, and she just slapped him, and he just had that look on his face like, I can't believe she slapped me.
You mean that tight lip mustache he had going on?
Yeah. Don't you ever yell at me. And he's like,
that was Cleo King, by the way. Cleo King has been in everything. But the great part about that whole scene while they was trying to get the cars back, they actually stole one of the cop cars, and they were chasing through the old impound lot and all this. And it was weird because they hopped on all these cars. It was at least two parts of that whole chase scene because it was actually a callback because Martin went to the obstacle course early in the movie and all that, so it was like a bit of a callback. And every time a car flipped, here's me.
They end up tracking the van to an address and stuff, and they end up staking it out, and they end up getting confronted by Eric Roberts.
And I like how I do it because Martin was trying to sneak in while it was happening. I was like, yo, just so happened he now pull up. That's some bull crap.
Yeah. So they confront him and stuff. He gets shot in the leg. He brings it back to his girlfriend, and then we get the fucking B joke again.
Because much like any other hit, you heard it the first time, you got to hit it again.
And then all of a sudden, his girlfriend realizes, I'm not even joking. She all of a sudden has that look on her face, like, oh, he was telling the truth about that. I'm like, so let me get this right. You broke up with him because you really thought that he beat the shit out of a black person, even though he told you it was a B, and now you believe him.
It was that easy. Because come on, man, you saw his face on the news. It was half his face was bruised up and all that shit. And then it got me, though, when I meant to say that earlier, was so they couldn't investigate if that was a B bruise or not. So whatever. But the thing that get me is that Martin pulls out his pants because he got shot in the leg. He's check it out. She's like, you don't have no underwear? No, I don't wear drawers.
Yeah.
Here's me. Here's me. Hey, the brother want to feel free, man. Look, if you want to go commando, man, there is no rule. There is not a rule in the book that says you have to wear underwear. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's proud of his look.
But hey, Hank gets back with his girl, and she ends up slapping Earl because how dare you for lying? You got my husband, my boyfriend locked up for 6 months. I'm like, I guess, shit, fuck, but.
Cool.
Yeah, it is what it is and stuff. So, surprise, surprise. As you sat there and said earlier, one of the detectives is actually an inside man because they end up finding out Yacht Club. Oh, it was the Detective McDuff that was the inside guy.
Of course, there's a yacht club. Of course, there's a yacht club.
Well, when you have white people there, you have to include the yacht club in all this shenanigans. That's just how it is. Them's the rules.
I thought that Bill Duke was behind it, was in it too, and we do get a kind of a funny joke out of that also.
That line being, oh damn, the brother's in on it too?
That would have been interesting if they actually did follow through and Bill Duke really was the bad guy the whole time.
Nah, I think Bill Duke has it in his contract that he doesn't give a shit anyway. So it's like, nah, I don't want to be a bad guy in this. Not this time. This time.
He only done it one fucking time and stuff. I'm pretty sure he's like, I don't want to die anymore, so no, I'm good. Last time I was that guy, Arnold.
Once you get killed by Arnold. Once you get killed by Arnold, nothing tops that out.
There's nothing dignified about it.
Hey, once you get impaled by the fucking leg of a fucking table, you really can't go anywhere higher than that. Just saying.
What makes it even more funnier is that, it might as well just skip to the end of it just because.
It's a big shootout that turns into a CGI. They're running through the fucking tunnel and they jump. And I'm like, That's not how
Oh
that
my
works.
God.
That's not how that
Oh my
works,
God.
guys.
Seeing Steve Zahn, Bill Duke, and Martin Lawrence jump off a green screen
Yo,
is one of the best things ever
I got a
because it
question
looks
for you.
so
I
shitty.
got a question for you two. Which is more unbelievable? The fact that Bill Duke can still fucking do wind sprints at that age, or that fucking
I'm gonna go for a little bit of both because if I'm
Because I
not
know
mistaken, because if I'm not mistaken, CJ, didn't you and I go see this at the theater?
I didn't see this shit in 2003, dog. I didn't see this. I did not see this at all in the theater.
Oh, you know what? It was me then. I know I took somebody with me to see
Sure,
that. No, it wasn't. Trust me, it was somebody else.
Just say it. You supposed to make me believe old ass Bill Duke can just run wind sprints all the way down a tunnel like that? Come on.
I liked it because it was one of those things where they showed him halfway running, and then in the next shot, you just see him doing this shoulder block dive to the
That was real life.
Also, let's not forget Martin doing his signature roundhouse kick in every movie.
Well, because he has to, because he has to.
You know what?
That's what I'm saying. He has to in every movie.
He has to.
It's his calling card.
Either that or boxing. It's either that or boxing.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. It's one of the two. I like how when dude was trying to fight Martin, who was it? It was the one where Eric Roberts was trying to fight. Who was he fighting? Because I know it was Eric Roberts that invoked Brother Rock, but I forgot who he was. I don't know why, because it is amazing that we're that this is the last Martin movie that we went through, and we finally get to mention Brother Rock. So, yeah, but he actually invokes Brother Rock and misses. I think it was Martin because he was on that platform, and oh my God, it was such a weird set piece because it was on like some rocking part, and I mean, like, you know, this little
and stuff, and I'm like, where the hell?
Yeah, I know.
Weird.
And they had this crane, and he lowered the crane, and it like launched Eric Roberts all across all these rocks onto the water, and he died on the water because of like concrete from that height.
Yep.
And
which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And he saved Martin by jumping onto the crane. And when I was watching that, when Martin jumped, Angie was right beside me watching it. He jumped and he made it on, and Angie's like, okay, I'm gonna be real. That stuntman died that day because he was nowhere close to that crane.
So now I have to look at the untold story behind national security. Like, did anybody die?
Oh God, that dude somebody died. It's like the stuntman died that day. And he catches Martin. And yay! So the very next day, he gets reinstated into the LAPD, and Martin is invited into the LAPD without taking a test or nothing like that.
Oh, see,
whatever.
You see, he got the inside hookup by Bill Duke. That black connection.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure. Black connection. Black connection. I think I'm done to argue with you on that. Yeah. And how do we end this movie off with somebody breaking into a car, Martin letting them go, and Martin helping them out, letting them in the car, stealing the said car, Martin shooting at the car, dude running out the car, and telling him, "Ma'am, you can go take your vehicle back," and the car blowing up.
Yeah. Actually, that was the other way. No, wait, it was the other way around. It was the guy that was trying to get into that was really breaking into the car, and the woman said, "That's my car. You just let somebody drive off that stole my car." So he shoots the car blows up, turns back, looks at Hank. What the problem is?
Yeah,
which by the way, take a drink every time Martin says that.
People.
Oh yeah, you'll be
about my best friend. That's how the movie should have ended. It's really how the movie should have ended right there.
Oh my gosh, this movie had a oddly decent soundtrack. Who knew?
Don't skip over that soundtrack. That soundtrack had Petey Pablo on it because that was when he was on his last leg of trying to be relevant.
2003, yeah.
Yeah,
that was last year.
That Raise Up money was starting to dry up, and he was like, "Fuck, I need some damn revenue stream."
Man, Timberland ain't fucking with me no more. Him and Timberland had a falling out. I forgot what it was about though. Whatever. I think it was because he thought he could make more money without him, man, or some shit like that. I think when he did that song with Lil Jon, he was like, "Shit, nigga, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for North Carolina. I can do it. I can do it."
Hey, but it's amazing that Ludacris's little short-lived group, Disturbing the Peace, was basically kind of like the mainstay of that whole album anyway. So
Actually, no, it was actually, and and I'm trying to say this the right way. This was De La Soul's last big hit before they did Feel Good with the Gorillaz.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was their last. I forgot the name of the song, but when you hear it, it's like, hey, yeah. When you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, that song was all right for a while. They played it on BET a bunch of times.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, that's national security. Better than Black Knight, but like you said, it's not saying much.
Look, the way you look at Martin's movies, everybody has that one movie. For Eddie Murphy, Pluto Nash is the movie that he feels like the most, anybody brings it up, he would one, feel embarrassed, and two, he would probably punch you in the face. It's a coin flip. Sylvester Stallone, it's Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Which, again, I stand by, is the greatest troll of all time.
It's the greatest troll story ever. The other, who else? Everybody has that movie. Everybody has that type of movie where they do something that they wish that they never had anything to do with. And for Martin, Black Knight is his.
It should be.
It should be. Whether he wants to admit it or not, I would say that's probably the weakest movie he's ever done. Out of all of his movies that he did that were weak, because let's be real here. His time during the mid to late 2000s, he kind of put out some pretty weak movies. And it sucks because, I love the guy as an actor and comedian and all that. And I really wish that in 2018 he could have that type of push that he had from the 90s. Not many people can actually get that again. Where they had something where they were at the height, they peaked or whatever, and they try to carry on as time goes on, and not many people can do that.
Or you could be like, still riding off that success and still trying to price yourself like you still were worth that much. Looking at you, Chris Tucker.
I question how much Netflix paid him for that comedy special that was like bland as fuck.
Man,
they
overpaid him. For a fact they overpaid him.
He was like literally one of the first people that actually had a stand-up on Netflix. So yeah, he probably did get paid a fucking shit ton of money.
I also want to know, when he put out that special, what year was that? Because that's what he talked about.
2015.
That was 2015. Okay. Because I could have sworn he was married already, had kids and all that shit.
Yeah, it was 2015, and that was when it was like, man, where did Chris Tucker go on Rush Hour 3? Oh, he gained a little weight, and he hasn't really been doing much of anything. So, yeah, that was a bland as fuck damn Netflix special. Jesus Christ, man. And then that's when you realize Chris Tucker's really only funny when he's acting like ridiculously silly with a good script.
And that's when when you look at Martin, man, Martin can still do good stuff. You just have the right people, you just got to have the right movie set up for him where he can really add to comedy. Say what you will about Bad Boys 2, we all said the same thing. It's very funny because Martin is allowed to be silly as possible. Even though, let's just be real, Michael Bay just said, "Now act like a Negro." That's pretty,
I need you to be a little bit more Negro. That's what I need.
Can you be really black? I mean, like really, really black. Can you be that way? That's what it feels.
Just be as black as possible. Here,
Will. I need you to be
Will, I should be as black as possible. Here you go. Both of you drive my Porsche.
You know what, man? That's a. When it comes to Martin, man, I believe that he's still funny. He still has a lot of people that love him. And I think Martin is, but the only thing I really don't like about Martin is that I think he's still trying to cash in on what used to make him funny. And I see that with them trying to do Martin again. But then again, we have to see what they're trying to do with it.
I really still cannot believe that they're gonna go through with that. They really are making.
And it's actually making it. I know, man. I know it's wild too.
Why? I'm like, why? Why are you guys making this movie? Don't don't take the legacy of something that was already great and you knew for a damn fact that you needed to end it at the time that you did, season 5, and don't do this. Please don't do this.
Like why?
Because they want to make money.
I mean, look, I understand that nostalgia is a mother right now, and everybody's loving it and wanting to get and want to hop on it even more. But just some nostalgic things just need to stay there. Just need to stay nostalgic.
You know what? I remember talking to people that said the same thing about Different World and Living Single. I'm like, no, they need to go. They don't need to come back. And as much as I am kind of interested in seeing what's coming with this Martin project, no.
See, here's the thing.
No.
If you're gonna bring Martin back, do what anime does. Just do a fucking short OAV, 6 episodes. Boom, done. We don't need Martin.
Yeah, do like the what is it? Do like the Godzilla special. Put out part 1, make that shit like an hour some change long, and go from there.
I mean, that's all I need. Just a limited series run, just to get up with the gang, and that's it. It's kind of like
better yet, put the shit. Just, you know what? Do like everybody else does. Put the shit on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when dude from The Wire, the dude that created The Wire, I asked him would he ever want to do another season to revisit those characters and what they're doing years later, and he was like, if he were to do it, like I said, he said he would do it in like a limited series run. He wouldn't even try to do another full-blown season because it wouldn't be as good as the original series. He'd just do a limited series run where you're catching up with the characters and stuff, and maybe you ended on kind of a note of kind of like, hey, this is where the characters are going to end up being at when it's all said and done. I'm like, yeah, that would actually be pretty nice.
I mean, you're talking about, and you're talking about doing it like after a long time of the show being over.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Which that same thing applies to Martin. Like, you guys are trying to do something with a show that ended back in 1997, and it's 2018.
Exactly.
It's 2018. Where could you, it's 2018. Where could you go? What could you do? This isn't like Tron, where Tron came out as a movie in 82 and didn't come back again until 2010. And let's just be real, you're probably not going to see a third one until for another 30 years.
But even then with Tron, Tron had an excuse. Tron's excuse was you can really bring the old with the new. And it was like old technology meets the new technology and how things have changed over. And you can make the world even bigger. With Martin, and it's the problem that we see with all shows that used to be out and they come back. What ground needs to be treaded over? Now, you could be clever about it, and I think they can, but here's the problem with that. I don't see them being clever about it.
It's kind
of what more could you really do?
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of like it's kind of like it's kind of like what they did with Fuller House, where it's like you can't bring back Bob Saget and them as full-fledged characters again. You have to kind of carry it over to the next generation, and that's the only reason why the show worked, is because it's like, well, let's follow DJ and her kids and her sister, and then Kimmy and all that stuff. Because that's the only way you can do it. You can't just do, well, let's bring back John Stamos and Bob Saget and the other dude that does the voices.
Oh, Dave Collier.
You can't do another Full House with just those 3 again, because it's just a bunch of older dudes. You got to kind of carry it over. With Martin, it's like, yeah, you would have to carry that over to another generation, and then maybe have the old characters just hanging around, and that's about it. That's the only way you can do it. Because otherwise,
that's the thing. But that's the problem with Martin. Who can you really do that with? What other generation of characters could they pass that on to? Because even if they did that, it still wouldn't be Martin. It wouldn't be the Martin that you remember.
Yeah, and that's why they never did. And that's also another reason why they never did that Beverly Hills Cop TV show, because they wanted Brandon T. Jackson to be Axel's son, which I'm like, that's a lot of you're gonna have to do to really explain how Axel just had a kid out of.
Yeah, like you would have to set that up. Not to mention you also retired one of the characters, Taggart.
Yeah.
Now again, there is a way where you can do it, and like I said, be clever about it. Like you can not even so much smarten up the audience, but do the show in a different light. Instead of it being a live studio audience and it's a sitcom, it's more of an HBO show, and it's like, straight up rated R type of jokes and all the rest of that. And you could probably, like you said, and to me, it has to be limited. It can't be a ongoing series. No, it has to be limited. And there's ways you can make it around it. And you could probably, and the only way you connect it to, I guess, like some younger people or anything like that, make sure the cast around them, the new people you put around them, is people that can actually work, people that can actually off of Martin, and people that actually can add to the show.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't see that coming because when they, and especially if this thing goes to network television, they are not clever about this. They're never clever about this. Let's get all the old people back and do the same old shit. Yeah. No, there's a reason why we haven't seen a step by step, a Full House, not Full House, a Family Matters, or a Perfect Strangers remake. You know what I mean? None of that.
Or to a lesser extent, Blossom.
Yeah. That's
Blossom.
That is another one I'm shocked that somebody didn't say, but I mean, and
you know what?
And the only reason why you would never see a Different World one is because Rush is on. So what the fuck is the point?
And not even Grownish, and I don't even know so is Grownish. Well, Grownish is just trying to be a different world, which I got to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Blackish like that to even judge Grownish, so I'm not even going there. But yeah, it's the same damn thing. It's pretty much the Cosby Show to its Different World. But the Different World fan base makes me sick. It makes me so sick because I think they're worse than Martin fans. I think they are worse because they have this thing where, like, nigga, that happened when, like, all that you're saying happened when Sinbad had brown hair. Let it go. Let it go.
You don't realize, too, gotta be real, Sinbad was actually pretty good in Different World. I actually like him when he was on there.
But that's not a gimmick. The point is, you can't bring back something that was funny back then and try to remake it today. That's the reason why a lot of the shows that they did like that for white sitcoms, they try to bring it back. Crash and burn. Yeah. So I'm hoping Martin really has a plan for the show, and it actually makes, and it's not just something that a Fox executive or whomever saw and said, "Ha, that's funny, Martin. That's going to be gangbusters. That's going to come on during the summertime." You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, side tangent, Kevin James has played the greatest trick on CBS in doing how did this dude manage to get another show that's Kings and Queens, but it's not Kings or Queens? How the fuck he put
all right, Chris, I'm gonna need you to put on this. The King of Queens.
King of Queens. Sorry.
There you go. I'm sorry. The only reason why I get mad at that, is because technically the black guy is you. But how
did he?
If you watch that show, it is you. But that show was actually legit funny.
But that's the thing. King of Queens is funny, but it's like, he finessed CBS to get him and Leah Remini another fucking show as a married couple. I'm like,
No, I'm wondering how that worked. I was telling Angela, like, wait a minute, so Leah's just there like as a guest star for a little bit. She's like, no, that's his wife. Hold up.
The finesse game is strong in these.
Hold up. But then again, you can say the same thing about Bill Cosby when he brought out Cosby.
True.
Yeah, the only difference was that time, and this is a good way for us to end this. The only difference is this. And you say NBC was like, no, you can't buy us. Well, I'm going to CBS, goddammit.
CBS will let me buy them, and then CBS has
Felicia, let's go.
CBS got the conceited face when they hear that, like, okay.
Nah. CBS like, come over here, Bill. God, there's a lot of girls out front. Yeah.
Got any Quaaludes?
There's a lot of women
messed up
out front. There's a lot of women with picket signs out there, Bill. They're not talking about nothing. We got the sexual harassment suit. They ain't got nothing to do with it. How many seasons you want to give me?
Like Bill Cosby's
Don't even worry about that.
Nah. Cosby asked CBS for 6 seasons, and they're like, "Oh man."
Yo. So next month, everybody, we're finally done with this. But next month, we're going to get the run over of Black History Month, which is waist deep. We're going to get.
Hey kids, Hey kids, you want to see Megan Good and Tyrese try to be Black Bonnie and Clyde, and it doesn't really quite turn out that way? Well, there you go.
That wasn't even Bonnie and Clyde. Why do you keep on saying they were Bonnie and Clyde? They were Bonnie and Clyde at all.
That's what black people told me when this movie came out. It was Black Bonnie and Clyde.
I love how. I'm sorry, CJ. I just love how you worded that. That is how black people told me.
I was told by WPGC when this movie came out. Oh man, no bullshit, people. The fucking WPGC hyped fucking waist deep like it was the second fucking coming. Like it's Bonnie and Clyde,
it did,
guys.
It did.
Man.
They did.
You know what it really was?
It's not even joke. You want to know? Not only did they hype that shit up, look, the Bonnie and Clyde bit that did happen for all of 10 minutes of that montage that they showed.
You're nice. You said 10 minutes. I said 5 minutes.
You said 10 minutes. Yo, the fact they forgot to tell everybody about the main thing. The game is playing a gangster who's already playing a gangster disguised as another gangster.
Mind blown. Inception.
Yeah.
Yo, all right. So we're going to do. So next one, like I said, we're going to do waist deep. We're going to do some gentrifying ninjas because, oh my god, do you know that we're finally doing 3 ninjas?
Gentrified
do you
ninjas
know?
Being taught by their Japanese grandfather who somehow has a mixed kid that doesn't have a lick of Japanese in her.
Yo, how is it possible? Hold on, you said Japanese.
By an actor who's not even Japanese.
Yo, man. But yo, gentrify. I stand by what I said. If Thomas Ian Griffith was actually the bad guy in that movie, that will be a true classic.
That would be a fucking 5 out of 5 Meltzer score off the break, straight up.
Dude, but finally we get to do 3 ninjas because for some reason, somehow, some way, we have fans that listen to this show that love that movie for some stupid reason. And I say to myself, why? Anyway, we finally get to do Sailor Moon. We finally get to do Sailor Moon again, y'all. And I just talked to her not too long ago. Diva said, yeah, she's going to be a part of that. So, chick, you better be ready because me and Chris ain't good with Sailor Moon. I mean, I've seen it.
Sit down and watch.
I know, right?
I got y'all.
I know, right? I remember it, but I don't remember it.
No, trust me. No. See, hold up. First of all, if Diva tries to come at, if Diva says anything where she's gonna throw shade at Dragon Ball, D's gonna go in.
Oh, I am.
Oh, nigga, you look, D. How many times does Diva throw shade at Dragon Ball, and yet says nothing whenever we do the same with Sailor Moon?
Oh, here's the thing. I'm used to her bullshit. Here's the thing. I have fun with anime because you and I are in the same boat. We have gotten to this nirvana, if you will, of anime, where you and I realize that all anime is trash. And if you can enjoy your trash, there is nothing wrong with your trash. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Diva, for some strange reason, has not got to that point and still thinks that her trash is pristine. No, it's not, chick. No,
it's not.
Okay, because the Dragon Ball has a shitty plot and has uninteresting characters. Then what do you think Sailor Moon is full of? I'm just being honest.
To which, how do we end next month off?
Oh, easy. With Van goddamn damage, nigga. That's how we do it.
And folks, you're getting the Van Damage music. I still got it.
Oh no, I still have nigga. Check this shit out. check this shit out. We finally get to do Nowhere to Run, which is one of the most underrated Van Damme movies ever.
And one of my personal favorite movies.
Yeah.
It is so underrated because it bleeds 90s so bad. If it took a piss test, it will be a Jenny Jones show. I swear to God.
Jesus.
I swear, son.
Ricky Lake show, sir?
No, that's what I was about to say. When you cut that thing,
I need something.
No. You cut that thing, it bleeds like the first season of Ricky Lake.
I'm just saying, any movie that has Rosanna Arquette that is so 90s is ridiculous, because that was the Arquette that everybody was like, oh, John Arquette has a sister. Didn't know.
Forgot about that. I think what she did after that was God, I forgot what she did after that. But yeah.
And also the other Macaulay Culkin's brother, who actually is the better actor.
No, he's not.
Wait. Macaulay's
not.
Hold on. Kieran Culkin?
Yes.
Did we talk about that piece of shit actor when we did Signs, where he was like, "Listen, Lisa, this is for our children."
That's the other one. That's not Kieran.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Hold on. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't he have two brothers and a sister?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Because his brother, I remember his brother being in CJ, help me out. Which one of his brothers was in Scott Pilgrim?
Kieran.
Okay, Kieran was in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, Kieran.
So who's this one?
This one is Kieran Culkin. There's Nowhere to Run.
So who was the one that Signs?
That was the what's his face? Damn, hold up. One second.
Signs was his other brother.
That is Rory Culkin.
Yeah, Rory
Culkin. Okay. So, wow. Do I know Kieran Culkin like that? I think I don't.
You've seen him in Scott Pilgrim.
That's what I'm saying. You see him in Scott Pilgrim. And to be honest, I actually liked him in this movie. I said, "Oh shit!" Like, one, he made me laugh in the movie. So there's that.
Yeah.
But that being said, when you say that about the Culkins, he's a better actor. Here's me. All of them can't act, really.
I know, man. It's like, look, Macaulay got lucky first two Home Alones, and then maybe...
Look, he was a kid. On top of that, he was a kid.
He was cute by 90s standards. That's why.
And real
talk, his best friend was Michael Jackson. So,
But that can't... Whoa. Stop you right there. See, like, first of all, that didn't happen until after Home Alone.
True, that didn't happen until after Home Alone. Well... Okay. All right, Chris will appreciate this. When he was in Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah. I mean, look. Real talk. Once Macaulay Culkin came back, tried to do his second resurgence when he was in that movie with Mandy Moore, Saved or whatever, about like the
that Saved movie. I remember that.
Second win, and then he did nothing with it, and then bam, he came back again with Robot Chicken. Yay! And then we did.
No. Oh wait. Did you see that video where he played the Uber driver?
Yeah, I did.
There was a video, that video on the internet where he plays the Uber driver and he talks about how, talks about his life. He said, "Oh, you think your life is crazy? I'm my life. Like, imagine you were me. Like, you just happen to be a kid. You're 8 years old. Your dick-ass parents leave you at home all by yourself during Christmas." He went in. That was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It went from being funny as shit, and it got dark real quick by the time that video clip ends. It went into some Taken territory.
But anyways, folks, that is it. Very weird episode. We somehow devolved from Africa to this. So yeah.
So next month is a regular month. Finally. Don't forget, y'all. Universal Cons in a month and a half. So get ready, motherfuckers.